Let's all play What's My Line? And now, let's meet this week's What's My Line panel. First, he must have been a beautiful baby, 'cause baby, look at him now. Soupy Sale.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. It's a pleasure to welcome back the very beautiful star of stage and screen. Would you please say hello to Phyllis Newman?
Thank you, Soupy. It's my great pleasure to introduce a gentleman who is talented in many ways. Among the millions of things he does is being the book editor of the Today Show, Mr. Gene Shalit.
And now the Queen of Hearts, whose eyes make me think she ought to be the Queen of Diamonds, Arlene Francis.
I won't club you for that. I'll thank you.
Just
Now
on the
here's the
straightest
sunshine of our smile, Wally Bruner.
Thank you, Arlene, and welcome everyone to What's My Line.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
You're glad to be here. How come we all came in from a different direction?
Why did we do that?
Well, you ought to do things differently after 785 times or 600, something like that anyway. But you ready to begin?
Yes.
All right, let's meet our first challenger. So will you enter and sign in, please? Sam? Romano.
You can say it then.
Mr. Romano, where are you from?
I'm from Santa Barbara, California.
All right, panel. Sam Romano was involved in the development of a novel form of transportation. Now let's show the audience just what that form of transportation is. So may I remind you, it's a novel form of transportation that you're after, and we'll begin with Phyllis Newman.
Thank you. Mr. Romano, if I wanted to go from here to Jersey City, could I go via your transportation?
I think it'll take you, yes.
Well, yeah, whoops, now wait. But yes, but I don't think you would use it.
She wouldn't go to Jersey City either, so...
I was born there.
So let me say that you would not use this normally between New York
But
and
it's
Jersey
capable.
City.
Oh,
One
well.
down, G.
Am I right in assuming this is not a slingshot?
That's correct.
Is this a form of transportation that Phyllis Newman could use no matter where she wanted to go?
I guess no is a...
Well, it's one of those things where I guess it could be adapted to that, but I don't think you normally would
I smell a no, don't
use it in that particular incident, so I'm going to say two down.
Goodness.
I smell a no.
Does this form of transportation take you on the ground?
Yes, it does.
Are there any wheels attached to this form of transportation?
Yes, there are.
Can more than one person, if I had a friend, could I go?
You sure could.
Is it different in the way it is propelled?
Well, partly. It's somewhat
Slightly
unique in that respect, but that isn't going to help you to find out how it's propelled. Not that alone.
It's not unusual.
No, it is not unusual.
It's not that unusual
What you doing?
In how it's propelled.
in how it's propelled. Is there a driver?
Yes, there is.
I'm certainly glad to know that.
I think it's where you might use it that might be interesting.
Where you might use it? Well, you're not going to go to Jersey City, and at that I've made up my mind to.
Nobody's going.
Would I use it if I were playing golf?
No.
Three down, Soupy.
Are there ever any animals used in this transportation?
No, there are not.
Four down, Phyllis.
Would I use it on either sand or water?
No.
5 down, G.
Is this conveyance primarily used to go from one city to another rather than inside a house?
No.
6 down, Arlene.
Is it used on ice? Could it be used?
It is not used on ice normally.
7 down, Subi.
Are you ever enclosed when you ride this?
Somewhat, I think.
Well, in a way.
Yes, I think.
Trained snake.
When it's used for its primary purpose, you would be enclosed.
You would be enclosed.
In a way.
It never, does it ever leave the ground? Other than the wheels that it...
Other than the wheels?
Well, I mean, when I say does it leave the ground, I mean, does it ever fly? Does it ever fly?
Well, to use this where it's particularly designed, it would occasionally leave the ground.
Okay. Is it some kind of an aeronautical transportation?
I don't think we could call it that.
Not
It's
aeronautical.
primarily
No, not
land
aeronautical.
transportation. 8 down, Phyllis.
Well, wait a minute. It's something that goes along the land, but then sometimes goes above the ground. So it only then goes above the ground a certain amount of feet. It doesn't soar in the air. Am I correct?
No.
No, you're not correct.
Does anyone have a
doesn't go in
guess?
A kite?
A balloon.
Flipping all the cards.
Does it go over mountainous territory?
Yes, it can.
Among rocks and all that?
Rocks.
Balloon.
Your
Did
time
you
is
invent
up.
the
The
thing on
game
A
is over.
glider.
Sam designed
Wheels.
the Moon Rover.
Oh, I never.
A fair distance.
But Sam Romano is program manager of General Motors Delco Electronics and in Delco Electronics Division and in association with the Boeing Company and the Marshall Space Flight Center. I got it all in.
You
didn't
did.
I? Designed and built the lunar rover. And of course, no one man really did the whole thing, Sam. You had
correct.
a lot of help and many years to develop it. Now, when did work really begin on this?
We started looking at the problems of moon mobility in 1961, Wally, and worked on lots of components. And when NASA finally said, okay, we're ready to go in 1969, give us a rover, we did in 17 months.
That's how long it took to really bring it about. Well, we have a scale model of rover here in the studio, so why don't we see it and you can explain some of its unique features, Sam.
Is there a 5,000-mile warranty on it?
That looks
How's it
incredible.
running? Who's steering that, Sam? Who's steering that now?
Our remote control?
In your pocket?
No.
From Houston?
I'm willing it to do.
Can we bring it on up, Sam? And let's put it right down here. Get a good look at it. How about that? That's certainly destroyed the illusion, didn't it?
It leaves
Now-
the ground.
This is not a replica, it is a scale model, however.
It's a 1/6 scale model.
All right, now can you tell me something about it? What, for example, first of all, how is it controlled here by our driver?
Yes, we have a single stick hand controller. All the motions of the vehicle are controlled by the little hand controller. Forward, reverse, braking, and right and left steering.
And it had to be a rather simple control because I guess the suit is so bulky that it's difficult.
The suit is relatively immobile, yes, and you notice it's in the center so that either the commander or the lunar module pilot can steer the vehicle.
Now, do you have what, elaborate navigational equipment?
Yeah,
on
we
the
have a
rover, too?
real fine navigation system. It's got a directional gyro, and each wheel has an odometer, which tells how far the wheels have gone. And together with a computer located right here, we can tell how far we've gone and how far we are from our home base, plus where our home base is in direction. So you just can't get lost with this little
But now, how
device.
is it powered, Sam?
Well, we have a motor in each wheel. So there are 4 motors. These are 1/4 horsepower motors.
That's about the same size as in a washing machine.
That's right. That's right. 1/6 gravity up there. We can get by with very small propulsion devices. Plus, we have a silver zinc battery, 2 of them right here, which provide the energy for the motors.
Now, how long can it be powered with those batteries? How many hours?
Well, we can go. Let me give it in terms of miles. We can go about 80 miles with the present batteries on the rover.
So there was no danger of running out of juice when they were on the moon?
Oh, no,
Quite a bit of power left.
they had about 3/4 of the power left when they came back home.
When they came back. Now, what are these things up here?
Yes, this is the colored television camera that gave you the very fine pictures we had on that I believe was Apollo 15 shot. This is the directional antenna, and this is a little telescope that
This thing right here.
Correct. The astronauts would aim it at the Earth, and this would then acquire the Earth, and the pictures from the TV and camera
It's too marvelous.
went through the communication system and then right on back to Earth.
Now, I understand now, these, of course, as I said, this is not a replica, but it is a scale model. Now, you brought along one of the tires from the rover itself, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did.
So, Johnny Olson, would you bring it out, please? This is unlike any tire I think you've ever seen.
It's so
Now,
beautiful.
Look at this. And what it is, it's wire, isn't it, Sam?
Yes, it's a wire mesh carcass, which gives us the
The buoyancy and
buoyancy and the flotation we need.
flexibility.
Correct.
Why couldn't we have tires like that on our cars?
It's designed for a limited life.
So is the tires on my car.
But now,
Not that limited.
Now, why couldn't you use an ordinary rubber tire on it?
Well, this tire weighs 12 pounds. While you lift it up, you can tell. Even Arlene
boy.
can lift the tire up.
Yeah.
And we had 4 of them on the vehicle. And if you had a pneumatic tire this size, it would weigh 35 to 40 pounds. And, launching equipment to the moon is a expensive deal. So
Well, isn't it? Now, rubber, it'd be difficult for rubber to survive the temperature changes.
Yes,
too,
the very high and low temperatures. Plus, we did have a spare tire on the rover, so this tire just can't get a flat. No way.
No way.
No way.
How much for a set of these?
Oh, it's hard to say. I would guess you could buy a set of these for about $2,000 to $3,000 a piece if you really wanted to.
Well, I think I'll stick with, something, recaps or something like that. But now, if someone wanted one of these.
The model?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, the real thing, the real rover. How much money are we talking about?
Well, the total rover program cost $38 million for the development. With that money, we produced 4 rovers, about 7 test devices, and a host of test equipment, plus a training vehicle that was actually used here on Earth to train the astronauts. And they're still training with it, by the way. And that program cost $38 million.
Will that
So-
be the most popular toy this Christmas, do you think?
It might very well be.
Are you producing those two?
No, we're not, but I'm sure
Someone will
some
be.
enterprising model maker will be.
Well, Sam, we're so grateful to you for bringing the model on and giving us a bit more information about the lunar rover. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Continued success. Did you say goodbye?
What's My Line will continue right after this word.
All right, let's hurry right along and meet another challenger. So will you enter and sign in, please?
He talks too much, we have to hurry up.
Leslie Patterson. And Mrs. Patterson, where are you from?
From Blackjack, Missouri.
All right, panel. Leslie Patterson performs a service. And now let's show the audience what her line is. So may I remind you, it's a service you're after, and we'll begin with Jean Shalit.
Do you perform this service in Blackjack?
Yes, I do.
Could you provide it in a city other than Blackjack?
No.
Well, yeah, it's a service. If city and everything else,
Jersey
why-
City or something.
yeah,
Oh, right.
it isn't peculiar to Blackjack.
Could I use your service?
Yes, sometimes.
Yeah,
Would it make me feel a lot better if I did?
I don't believe
No.
it would. No, one down.
It doesn't take much to make me feel better.
How could you feel better, Gene?
I want to tell you that Mr. Shalit says she's from Blackjack. She's 21. That's for all you gamblers in the audience.
Such a car.
Is this service a service for a non-profit making organization?
Yes, it is.
Would it be part of the city government?
Yes, it is.
Are you elected to office?
Mm-hmm.
Are you the mayor of Blackjack?
No.
Two down, Soupy.
Would you be work around the jails anytime?
I don't think so, really.
No, I don't personally.
No, three down, Phyllis.
So then I'm correct in assuming you're not the sheriff of Blackjack.
You're correct.
Okay, but you're an elected official of Blackjack and you're not the mayor. Are you some sort of city councilwoman?
No.
4 down, Gene.
Have you ever anything to do with crime, fires, or dogs?
Yes.
That narrows it down considerably, Gene.
A crooked hot dog. Well, I think of the dog catcher.
No.
5 down. Arlene, very quickly, if you can.
Are you, do you have to have formal education for your job? Should you go to college?
You should, right.
What are you elected for? Are you a judge, a surrogate judge?
Yes.
Oh, a judge!
A judge! But you're right, she is a judge, and Leslie is more properly addressed, of course, as Judge Patterson. She is the police judge in Blackjack, Missouri. And how did you attain the office?
I was elected to office by a landslide. It was just terrific.
Well, judges don't hang out around the jail.
Yeah, but they have
In
something
Jersey City, they do.
No, but... Oh, that's too much. And, Gene, did you wage a big campaign to be elected?
No, we spent about $4 on our campaign. We put little signs up on tomato sticks, and that was it.
And they just
What's the
grew.
population of Blackjack?
21.
No.
No.
3,200.
32.
And you spent $4?
Well, what's the heaviest fine or prison sentence you've ever imposed on someone?
Well, the most normal ones are just trespassing, kids going swimming in private lakes and things like that.
Everybody got
it's
their own
7
lake up
square
there?
miles.
What's the
town.
biggest fine, though?
About $20.
About $20 in costs. So that's not too...
Kissing the judge.
For kissing the judge. Well, Judge Patterson, we're delighted that you could join us on What's My Line. Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you very much.
What's My Line will continue right after this break. Thank you, Johnny Olson. And now, panel, we've reached that very special part of What's My Line. Are the blindfolds in place?
Yes, sir.
Gene?
Yes, yes.
You're dragging your feet, Gene.
I'm trying.
Okay, there you go. They're all sufficiently blinkered and blinded. So, mystery challenger, will you enter? And sign in, please. I'm sorry, our mystery guest couldn't be here. No, I think it's very obvious our mystery guest has arrived. May I remind you, it's one question at a time. We'll give you 2 minutes to try and establish the identity, and we'll begin with Arlene.
Thank you, Wally. Wow, mystery guest. Do they ever know who you are? Is it because you are best known for your work in motion pictures?
Nope. 1 down, Subi. That's not right, is it? We don't flip the cards on the mystery guest. Okay.
Give him a buck. What's it?
Yeah, okay. Subi.
Oh, he isn't known for his work, right, in pictures?
That's right.
Are you known for your work in television?
Nope. Phyllis.
If you're not working, how come you're so famous? Let's see now. What does that leave? That leaves recordings and live performance. Do you record? Are you a singer?
Nope. Gene.
You play hockey?
Nope. Arlene.
Well, what did we leave out? Oh, the theater. Are you best known for your work in the theater?
No. Suki.
Is it sports?
Yes. Phyllis.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Sports.
No, that's wrong.
Wait a minute. Now, is it a sport with a ball?
Yes. Gene. Well, in New York, there are several of the kinds, Gene.
Is it baseball or football? One of those?
Yes.
Yes.
Arlene.
Oh, that's all.
Have you recently written a book, too?
No.
Soupy.
Is the sport football?
No.
Phyllis.
Now, wait a minute, folks. Don't rattle me. Is the sport baseball?
Yes.
Gene.
Gosh.
Are you a member of the New York Yankees?
Yes.
Is there a guess?
Is it Ron Bloomberg or Bobby Murcer?
It is Bobby Murcer. New York Yankees center fielder Bobby Murcer.
Very good.
And
Well, I'm a big fan of yours, and you're such a superstar. You're such a great player.
Thank you.
you know, now of course Bobby's doing great in baseball, and but when you were in high school, you know, you were great in all sports. You were what, lettered in 3 sports. How come you chose baseball?
Well, I had played basketball and football and, of course, baseball. And I decided that if I was ever going to play professionally, I wasn't big enough at the time to play football or basketball, either one. And so I figured baseball would probably be my best shot at professional sports.
So you're another sort of following the Mantle tradition of coming from Oklahoma and going to the Yankees, huh?
Well, we were both signed by the same scout, and of course, Mantle was my idol. He don't like for me to say that now, you know, when I was in high school. But he was my favorite ball player, and the Yankees were my favorite team, so I decided with the Yankees.
Well, Bobby, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us on this.
Thank you.
Bobby. What's My Line? We'll continue right after this break. That sort of puts a wrap on this session of What's My Line.
I don't think
Good
you
group.
said that right.
A wrap? W. You got to wrap things up, don't you? W-R-A-P, that is. Join us tomorrow, won't you, on What's My Line?
Prizes or product mentions were furnished and or paid for by the manufacturers or supplier of the products or services identified on this program. This is Johnny Olson speaking for What's My Line, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.